everyone. Let's talk about keyword variations within the content and how we can use them in our interlinking. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Marie Ysais. I consult on websites that have either been hit with a traffic drop with Google updates or are struggling to rank. And I talk a lot about my work, what trends that I'm seeing, and how we can apply it to all of our sites. All right, keyword variations. Right now, I'm seeing a huge trend of leaving keyword variations out. People are so focused on their main keywords, I think they accidentally leave out keyword variations, or maybe they're not using optimization tools. Either way, something's happening with the keyword variations. So I did a quick search for MSM for dogs dosage. Now, I'm not working on the site. This is not any of my client sites, but this is a really good example of what I'm seeing on client sites. So MSM for dogs, within the actual content, you can use variations for dogs. You can also use pet, you can use canine, you can use puppy if it's appropriate for this article. Since it's MSM as a supplement for joint pain and health, it's probably not appropriate to mention a puppy, but there might be a need for puppy doses. Also, if you're looking for MSM for dogs dosage, some of the variations for dosage is dose, doses, dosing, dosages, but a lot of times we only focus on MSM for dogs. So an example that I found on sites is that they will use dog and dogs a whole lot. They use dog 47 times, they use dogs, if I type it correctly, 22 times throughout in ads as well as within the content. They will use pets extremely sparingly. You can find canine and you can find canines. They did one of each. So you've got dog, dogs, pet, pets, canine, canines. So this one is an example that they actually used the keyword variations for dog. Absolutely a little bit better than what I was finding. But what I mainly find are sites that forget to use canine. They forget to use canines. They might use pets. They actually didn't use it within the content. It's actually as their signature or their author tag. So pets is missing from the content. Canine is missing from the content. Canines is missing from the content. You see where I'm going with this? They're really focused on MSM for dogs, but they're really not focusing in on the keyword variations for dogs. And there's actually a lot of them. Now that's within the actual content. Let me just take a look at dosage real quick. They did use dosage, dosages. They are not dose. They are using, but only once. Doses is never mentioned. So the variations of some of the keywords that they're focusing on are not being used, whereas the top 3 that are ranking really well are actually using those keyword variations. Now, you can take this a step further and not only use the variations within the content, but actually use them for interlinking. So instead of interlinking to this page a whole bunch of times with MSM for dogs, you're actually going to use other words that mean the same thing. For instance, MSM is short for this really big, long word. That's going to be part of your interlinking. So everyone knows MSM by MSM, and this is the big, long word that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, but this is really good for interlinking because you're not just hammering MSM all of the time, and MSM is probably where the majority of the traffic is coming from, but the actual name of the supplement will actually pick up traffic as well, just not as much. Now, when you're looking to interlink, remember you've got canine, canines, pet, pets, puppy if it's appropriate. Hound is also another name for a dog if it's appropriate or part of your keyword variation. So what I'm trying to say is think outside of the box of your actual main keyword, not only within the content, which believe it or not, out a lot of sites are not doing that within the content, but then following it through with interlinking. So for instance, instead of interlinking MSM for dogs, you can also do pet MSM, MSM for pets, pet MSM. I think I already said that. And then the actual term for MSM. But also, let's take it another step further that's not part of the keyword variations, but just kind of popped into my head. MSM is for joint pain and for reducing inflammation within pets. So these are also keywords or points of interest that you can use to interlink. So while joint pain is not part of the keyword variation, I just kind of went off on a tangent, and relieving hip pain is not part of your keyword variation, but I wanted to throw that in because a lot of times this page is talking about joint pain with our pets, with our dogs. And so when we're interlinking, we can use some of these other terms like reducing inflammation, joint pain, those other types of words. However, we're talking about keyword variation, so I'm going to flip back to the main point of this video, which is we're leaving keyword variations not only out of our content, but we're leaving it out within our interlinking. And remember, I was looking for MSM for dogs dosage. So for dosage, you're also looking at dose, doses, dosaging, and so on. So those can also be utilized within your interlinking to link back to this page without saying the same thing over and over, which is MSM for dogs. They said it 13 different times. This is a little bit of overkill for this particular site. And while we're at it, why aren't we using keyword variations within our headings? I think keyword variations are looked over a lot of the time and we don't pay attention to it. However, the top 3 or the top 2 in Google usually have keyword variations dialed down really, really well. If you're within doubt, take a look at your top 2 competitors and look at the keyword variations that they're using, or use an optimization tool, any of them that you like. A lot of times they point out the keyword variations. But after you've produced your content, you want to go back and make sure not only did you mention it within the content, but you're also using keyword variations to help you with the interlinking, and you're not saying MSM for dogs over and over and over, or MSM for dogs dosage over and over. You're actually talking about the keyword variations. So we're moving away from mentioning the main keyword MSM for dogs or MSM for dogs dosage over and over, and we're talking about adding in more and more keyword variations. When you utilize keyword variations properly, you're actually just extending your main keyword without saying the main keyword over and over, but it helps you pick up more traffic for your main term. I'll see you guys in the next video, and if you have any suggestions on what you want to see in a video, let me know, and I'll see you later.